Good morning and welcome back to Humpday with Hollywood Hay at Delaware Park. Today, hopefully we have our good friends from Turkey joining us. Today, that's my Dr. Seuss opening. Terry, yesterday, interesting day at Parks. I don't know how I do it sometimes, how I can miss these pick fours and have like winners in 3 out of 4 races and just miss completely on one.
Yeah.
I'm the top of the ticket nonetheless. So it's kind of funny how that works out. Did turn a little bit of a profit with the Benny and the bets, but today is October the 1st. It's a new month. It's a fresh start. We wipe the chalkboard, for those of you who remember what a chalkboard is, clean. Terry, you remember a chalkboard?
I do. Absolutely.
How many times did you have to go up to the chalkboard and write 100 times, I will not be a bad boy?
Once.
Only once?
Yeah.
Wow,
I learned my lesson fast.
Not me. I took stock in chalk. That's how often I was up there at the board myself. So as always today, we got some stuff to a little bit of house cleaning before we get started, so to speak. Free track today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. I forget what it is, but I do know that this Saturday is the Coolmore Mile, one of the last chances to qualify for the Breeders' Cup, which is just a little bit more than a month. Can you believe that? How fast the summer goes by, Terry?
Yeah, I'm shocked. And the older I get, the faster it goes.
Well, that's because 1 out of 100 years is a lot quicker than 1 out of 1 years.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yes, it's Evangeline Downs. Free track tonight to make sure you take advantage of that. There's a link in the description on Horse Racing Radar TV right here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. You followed us if you haven't. You shared our content with us if you haven't. Even if you have, please do it again. We greatly appreciate that. You see great ways to support the show right there, and as well as our social sites streaming down there below. When the show is over, we will put our picks, our Benny and the bets commentary right there at horseracingtoday.net. And right there in the menu is the menu to get some Horse Racing Today gear. Voila, we can get you a beautiful woman and see you in the winner's circle t-shirt. We can't get you the woman, but we can get you the t-shirt. And you can definitely customize it to your style. So if you feel like you're prettier in pink, go ahead and get the pink. If you got those baby blues like Terry, I don't think that's blue, but it's purplish. If you got purplish blue eyes, go ahead with that. All right. As always, we have our smart sheets. There is a link to the description in YouTube. And yesterday, along with the instructions on how to use them, that 7 horse that won race number 8 was a straight up 100% pick straight out of the smart sheets with that top last race speed figure and all the other good things that went with it. All right, Terry, we're going to start at Delaware Park today. Race number 1, you can see down there, it's a mile. The bias for the track is going by, and you see how speed does pretty well. But so we look at the smart sheets with the maiden races. The best way to look at them is to see the speed figure. That is the Brisnet speed figure. Then come over here, take a look at which horses have hit that speed figure in race number 1, Terry. And then from there, work your way forward. So what do you see?
Well, you can see there that the number 1 and the number 9 have both hit the speed figure of either equaling or exceeding the speed of this race.
Yes, and we do 1,000 simulations to spit out projected speed figures. And you can see here 339 out of 1,000 times, gap to gap, was able to generate a hypothetical speed figure of at least 73 in our simulations. Early speed down there, Terry, does well. 40, about 1 out of 4 horses wins on the lead, and somebody's going to win on the lead. Who that might be?
Well, the 9 has the most speed. Should go out there and get to that quarter pole first.
Yes, indeed. He could get out there. Good morning, Don Johnson. There you go. Delaware, race 1. You got all of Private Ross's picks today before the races start. I always appreciate that, right? Hey, man, how are you today, Don Johnson? Good to see you. Had the right one chalkboard. I must not also have had the same teacher only once. Yeah, you guys are well behaved, man. Not me. Our race shape, and you can probably guess that, tells you, Terry, most of these horses want to be middle forward, so maybe a closer can get the job done. Although the 9 does seem to have a pretty distinct early speed advantage, has a top last race speed figure of 6 points more than everybody else. Again, Andrew Beyer says 3. 5 points equals 1 length. Our top 4 total pace horses are here. Top simulation odd horses are there. Terry's top 4 picks are going to be right there.
All right, so I like in this race the 1 Home Invasion finished third versus Tougher in the last race, drops in class today, has a top winning jockey, and then 11 Gap to Gap finished in the money in 5 races out of Elastic Start, drops in class, has a high percentage winning trainer. So Handsome 6 ran second.
Thank you.
Hey, yeah, you're welcome. Ran second versus Similar in his last race and can handle the distance. Super Tiz 9, trained by a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 33% of the time in the first route that a horse has under his training, and then returns the drop and drops in class and should improve. That's it.
There's tutelage. Where you stop is where I'm going to start, Terry, with that 9 horse. Super Tiz. The reason that one gets the top call for me, Terry, is that top last race speed figure advantage of 6 points. This one's very good shot to be out front. The only thing I'm not so sure about is the post and making 2 turns, I think, for the first time. Number 1, Home Invasion, faster by early fractions in its last race, and I think moving down to the rail should help that horse. Number 11, Gap to Gap, third start after a layoff for a class dropper and a Z pattern in its last race. So you see here we have horses that are dropping in class, not big drops, and not big raises either. It's 2/10 of a length, so not a whole lot in there. And then finally for me, I have the 5 horse in there, Frame Up, top total pace horse with one of the best par plus scores, so maybe a chance to do well today. And what looks like a pretty open race. If I remember correctly, they kind of dilly-dally around in Delaware. So let's try to run through race number 2. I'll keep my eye out, Terry, on the horses loading. And if they start to get close, we'll just skip to our picks. So 6 furlongs, you see the profile of a winner down there. Stalkers do good, but still a bunch go wire to wire. Outside horses do better than the inside. So do we have any Buffalo girls here, Terry?
Well, yeah, we actually inside the 2 has the best speed, followed up by the 6. So the 2 should get to that quarter pole, but if it has trouble, the 6 will.
Yes, nobody has hit par. Our race shape, well, only 5 horses in the field. You got a trio that want to be on the front, a couple that want to close. Does look like one of these horses, Terry, has a great chance to get a trip that works out excellently for it.
Yeah, that's that 6, 78.78% C-zone figure, so be comfortable.
Yeah, got a good jockey too, but not the best.
Nope, that's right. The 5 shows the best, and then the 4 shows the best trainer, and then the 4, I think, is the best trainer jockey combination.
A couple things I see here that I like. The 4 horse showed some better early pace and late pace, better fractions. The 2 is dropping in class after better fractions last time out, Terry. 6 looks like a pretty good favorite. It is your top total pace horse in there, Terry. Could be out front with the most late speed. Anybody catching and beating that 6 in race number 2.
Well, I like the 5 over the 6, Harmony Road. Finished in the money in all 3 career races, winning the last start, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 4 ran second in the last race, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Best speed, dirt speed is a fast among today's starters. The 6, our best song. Third last race, top jockey, strong at this distance. And then I like the 1, No Heed to Ass, drops in class, best start speed. It's fast among today's starter, tied with another horse. Lasix is added. I'm going to play the first Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4, 4, 5, 6 with the 6, 10, 11, 12 with the 2, 3, 4, 8 with the 9, 12, $50, $48 ticket.
Well, I can tell you already who's going to win this race. You can single the 5 in your pick 4 because it's my third pick. It's not in my pick 4. It's in Terry's pick 4. And it's always the one I leave off that wins. And I hope that I just broke that jinx right there. But our best song, the 6 horse, is the simulation favorite. Going to be part of the pace. Got some good late speed. Maybe Catch Me If You Can. Flying Phyllis, the 4 horse. Boomer bust for this one in the second start following more than a year off. Probably would have been my top rated horse. But I remember reading something a while ago, and this is why I read so much. The horse was off for more than a year, then came back to run its top last race speed figure. I think the number is 5 months. So when a horse is off for 5 months or more and it comes back to run a career best, 90% of the time, from what I remember, those horses regress in the second start. That means there's a 10% chance, like Dumb and Dumber. You mean I have a chance? And then following up the 4 horses, that 5 horse, Harmony Road. Might as well single it now, folks. Forget everything else I said to this point. Very consistent so far. It has been the favorite in 2 or 3 starts. Some pretty good workouts. And then finally, the one horse, no need to ask. It's getting speed and getting Lasix. Speed and Lasix for the first time usually is a good combination. I've seen it end up being a winning combination far too many times to ignore it. Well, Terry, it looks like they're about to start loading. So while they load, well, they are loading right now, so they should be in any moment. But while they load, perhaps tell folks how they can make sure they catch our Belmont at the Big A show mañana.
Well, they can go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel or anything else that you're watching us on, and hit the little bell on the YouTube channel that give us tells you when the things are coming. Go ahead and copy the link, share with everybody you know. Go to our social sites, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X. I don't know if there is a Twitter anymore, but anyway,
it's just X, yeah,
Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook. At Horse Race, the number 2 day, give us a thumbs up and a like, and then keep these comments such as Don Johnson and Private Ross 99 plus your picks. I like seeing them.
All right, so they're off and running in race number 1, and the one horse, looks like the one horse got the lead down on the rail as they head their way into that turn. Pretty wide trip for a lot of horses early on. You got the one horse up front, you got the 5 horse up front. Looks like the 7's part of that mix as well. So the 7 looked like he could be part of that mix. That's a closer who's pressed forward. We call those left arrow horses. Might find himself a little bit uncomfortable in that position. We shall see. The one horse is your favorite right now, Home Invasion. It is 8-5. You got the 6 horse trailing in the really not trailing, but in that shotgun spot. So handsome. And then behind that, you have the 7 and the 8. The 9 horse down on the rail, sneaking in there, looking pretty aggressive. Because he got a good ground-saving trip. The question is, can he make up some ground on the 1 and or the 6 horse? They're heading down around the turn. They're trying to make their way home. The 1 horse so far has done all of the lifting. Jockey looks like he's got a pretty good hold on him in the American red, white, and blue colors with the stripes on the sleeves. He's opening up the rail, though, for the 1 horse, the 9 horse, if the 9 horse can catch him. It doesn't look like he's going to. 4 horses fighting hard, or the 6 horse on the outside. He's asked a lot for that horse already. They come down the stretch. They're trying to make their way home. The 1 horse continues to lead. It looks like the 9 horse jockey has given up or lost his whip or something. I don't know. He's counted his whips out. 1 horse is going to be your winner. The 6 horse is, I don't know. The 9 horse can't make up its mind what it wants to do. It's going to go 1, I think, then 6, then 9, and then 4, 1, 9, 6, 4. I think that's how it's going to go in the opener. So the opener went 1, then 9, and then 6. Terry would have had the trifecta if you had played it with So Handsome in there, which might not pay that bad either because, you get the 1 horse was the favorite, the 9, the 11 ran out of the money. So, yeah, that could work out pretty well. All right. So race number 3 is next for you and me, Terry. And then the third start of the day today at Delaware Park. It's 1 mile. It's going to be on that turf course. So as we head to the turf course, we want to take a look at what the profile of a winner tells us. There's 4 races, all of them won by closers. Nobody's come to the front there. Nobody won from the rail. And only 4 races, not surprising. They got to win across the board everywhere else, so it seems like it's pretty fair. So in race number 3, Terry, we're looking for closers in all likelihood, and it does look like 2 of them have a distinct advantage over the rest at the end.
Yeah, that's right. You can see here that 4 and 11 look pretty good for coming in late pace numbers. So
yeah, remember every 5 points equals about 1 length. So there's about a 6-point gap between the 11 and the 8 and the 4 in them. So about a one pace late speed edge. The question is, Terry, everybody wants to come from off the pace. Got only a handful of horses that want to be middle forward. So if you're looking for horses that are going to get forward, the 12 horse up here could be a left arrow horse. Who else might show some early speed?
Well, you can take a look there and see that 12 could show some early speed along with the 8 and the 10.
So a lot of speed on the outside there.
Yeah, sure, there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In this kind of race, Terry, who's going to get the best trip if they're all going to be bunched up in like a blob around the track?
Well, the 7 gets the best numbers, I think, 90.74%, but followed up by the 13. And there's several of them that the two, a lot of them have really good numbers above 50% threshold that we like to see.
Yeah, the 2 horses we only know. Everybody's a yes or maybe. A maybe 4 means when you look at the 71, it means that horse has run as high as 67. So that's what the 4 means, Terry. This race, from that perspective, just about everybody has a chance. Even the 2 did get some par plus numbers. So maybe the best thing to do is look for some value in here. Horses where the odds, perhaps you can get better odds than you should. Do you see any of them?
Yeah, the 4 shows a nice little value of 5 to 2 to 10 to 1, and then the 12 is from 3 to 1 to 6 to 1.
Yeah, everybody except the 2 dropping in class. And maybe that 2, even with the no, this is something that I call 5 ways better. You got better early pace, better mid pace, better late pace, and accompanying that faster fractions. But the 2 doesn't grade out at all with a jockey. It doesn't win much. If you're looking for jockeys that bring home the checks, where are you going to look?
6 is the best jockey, 4 the best trainer, but 4 also has a good jockey, so it's the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, 4 grades out as our simulation favorite. The 11 grades out as our top total pace favorite. Terry, who grades out as your favorite in race number 3?
I like the 6. She's finished in the money in 5 races out of her last 6 starts, and when one of those, she has a high percentage winning jockey. Then the 12 finished in the money in her last 3 starts, winning one of the races and can go the distance. The 10 finished second in her last race, trained by someone whose horses win 18% of the claiming races that he has them running. And then 11, Beckett's Map, my long shot, trained by a high percentage winning trainer who wins 24% of the races when shipping a horse in to run and has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
Actually, in that opener, Terry, I think they went 1-6-9-11. So you had the superfecta. There you go, folks.
All right.
Hopefully you boxed it for a dime. I don't know what it's going to pay, but hopefully you had it. It's for me in race number 3. We're going to go to. I have the 4 horse that simulation favorite at the top, has the most late speed, where late speed does good. It's run on Delaware Park grass 5 times. 4 of them ended up in the money. No wins yet, but maybe today's the day. Why not a 10 to 1? Unicycle, the 8 horse. Yeah, maybe I should have been a trifecta box in here. This one could be out front, as we saw here, in a pretty paceless race. So if you get out to the front and run decent fractions, they may not be able to run you down the stretch. Then the 6 horse, Centella, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Last time out, that horse had a bad start, ran a Z pattern in its last race. And if you can get a cleaner trip for the 6 horse, maybe today will be the difference. And if you're new, the Z pattern, when you're looking at your past performances, you see the early pace, 75, then dipped in the middle to 63, right? And then got a second wind. So that is your Z pattern, folks. And I've read that a lot in my notes at the end of the day for horses that have won. And then Beckett's Map, the 11 horse, that had an even bigger Z pattern last time out. You're going to see a huge gap here with that 11 horse between the beginning and the middle and the end. So he had a 70, and then look at it. It's like it stopped in the middle of the race. And then said, you know what? I'm going to get re-engaged today. So that's why I put the 11 in there. Turns around in just 11 days, Terry. Well, for the 11 horse, there's got to be a cryptic code in that. Yesterday, we saw a horse turn around in just a couple of days, and it made absolutely easy work of the field. Race 4. This is a 9-race card today, Terry. So we're putting decent days work in. Back to 6 furlongs for race number 4. And as we take a look at the 6 furlong profile of the winner, Stalker still 34% wire to wire. Again, maiden claiming 45 grand. Pay special attention to that speed figure in there, Terry. So that's what we're going to start off with. And has anybody hit par?
No, there's nobody in here that's hit par, and there's only one that's got a chance, according to the data, to do it, and that's the 5 at 12%.
Very low percentage chance. If you look at how these horses have fared out, the 7 so far, the only one to finish within 5 lengths of the leaders. The 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 8 have not been within 5 lengths at the finish line to date in their careers. The 4 and the 6, Terry, are your first-time starters. So when you get a bunch of no's, you get a bunch of horses that haven't been close, what do you do automatically?
Well, go ahead and take a look at that first-time starter and look at the number there on the first-time number. That a perfect number is 3, so that 2.93 for the 6 is really a good number, and you also need to look at I think the jockeys and trainer, and the best jockey is the 3, the best trainer is the 2, although they're not first time starters, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. So when I see when I see all no's, I'm immediately looking at these. Usually 2.5 or better. So the other day we had one win at 1.4. So it was against all no's again. I have also found that the Sim Fave odds in these races were all no's. I found that those horses do find a way to excel. So the 5 horse, also your top your top C-zone horse, maybe in the front with the 2. I don't know, Terry, which way do you think this first timer, who's going to catch their first dub today?
Well, in this race here, I like 2 meat balls for Aries. After a poor turf effort, returns to dirt where she finished second in both previous starts, drops in class. Is trained by a 20% trainer who, when taking a horse from a turf to a dirt, wins 20% of the time, has a strong jockey. The 8 drops in class at 8, trained by a high percentage winning trainer, and has a high percentage winning jockey. Last flag flying, the 3 drops in class, trained by a high percentage winning trainer who wins 25% of the races when taking a horse from a maiden to a maiden claiming race, and has a high percentage winning jockey. My long shot, the 4 on the beam, is a first-time starter whose dam has 3 winners from 6 starters and breeding suits today's distance, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. So a lot of boxes marked off of that one. No bets for me in this race.
Yeah, this race is pretty simple setup for me, Terry. I kind of alluded to it in the smart sheets. Again, there's a link to the smart sheets as well as an explanation on how all the data points work in the description on YouTube at Horse Racing Radar TV. If you're watching on X, make sure you get over there, take advantage of that. I'm going to go, if you've been watching long enough, you know the drill. Everybody in a maiden race, they're all no's. You got to go with the first-time starters to top the ticket. So I'm going to go with the 6, which is our top-rated first-time starter. And then I'm going to go with the 4, which is our second-rated first-time starter. Then I'm going to go with the 3 horse. Last flag flying, and that one is a maiden special weight dropper. It's 3rd start in its career. It came out of the box, did okay in the first start. Kind of dull effort in round number 2. This 3rd race up is going to be boom or bust for last flag flying. And then meatballs for Aries. It's been at this level 2 times before. In its first 2 races, it finished second. And then it tried turf. That didn't go so well. Going back to the dirt where it finished second, 2 out of 2. We'll see if it can improve on that. No bets for me either. Race number 5 marks the middle of the card, Terry. Thankfully, it's not a race of death because it just ends the first pick 4 and does not start second. But this time around, they're going to go a long way. 1 mile and a 16th on the turf, claiming for 25 grand. The profile of a winner. Only I think, what is there so far? Been 11 races, none of which have gone wire to wire. So you want to close her again, Terry, in race number 5. So instead of looking at the speed, we're going to come over here. And once again, we see a horse that has a decided late speed edge over the rest.
Yeah, that one has a really good number as far as late pace goes.
Yeah, it's what about 4 points better than the next closest horse. So almost a length. But if you want speed, where do you want to go?
Well, the 10 and the 5 and the 7 all show the most speed according to the data, but I think it's anyone's guess who's going to get there.
Yeah, and if you kind of look at this race, you got 5 horses that want to be middle forward. You got 6 that want to be middle back, so it's fairly balanced in there, Terry. So considering that they're balanced, which one of them or which ones of them might find that today's race really fits right into their comfort zone?
Well, the 12 and the 9, with the 12 having a 78.62%, and the 9 is right around 70%, over 50%, which is the threshold we like to see for the C-zone. So they're going to be very comfortable in this race. All of them show that they'll have some kind of comfortable race.
Yeah, so you got the 9 hasn't hit par, nor has the 14. In this case, you're looking at an 82 speed figure. A whole bunch of them, only a couple of them have hit that number, the 7, but the 7 is out of this race. So we got to put a line for that guy. So he's not in this one today. He scratched late. So only the 12 so far has hit par. A lot of others have come close. They all got a chance today, Terry. Again, simulation odds, we got to toss that 7 out of there. So you got the 1 in there. You got to toss the 7. You got the 1, 10, 3, and 11. You got the 11, the 3, and the 1. So it looks like the 11, 3, and 1 might make sense in this race, Terry. And then, of course, we don't have, we only have, well, we do have them, but we left a few out. What do you got?
Well, I have the 9, has won his last 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Warrior Wayne, the 12, is finished in the money at 3 races out of the last 4 starts, won 1 of them. Drops in class today, has high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 8 is my 3rd pick, finished 3rd in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 2, Round Top, is the long shot, finished in the money in all 3 races in the career, and winning 1 of those starts, has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here.
Yes, the 9 horse. We started the 9 and the 12. You did mention, that, and he's a no horse, if I remember correctly, the 9. Yeah, so I was kind of reluctant to put that one at the top. Does have a good par plus number in there, but you just can't overlook the jockey right now. Jorge Ruiz, just lighting up Delaware Park, winning at 38%, but it doesn't come in 2nd or 3rd very much. So it's either win or go home. So either I left the 9 off my ticket altogether or I put it at the top. So I chose to put it at the top. Warrior Wayne becomes the only yes horse in the field, with the other horse scratching. The other time this horse ran at Delaware Park on the turf 2 races ago, it won. If it can rerun that race, I wrote down the death knell of every horse racer. It's a lock. Number 11, Surprise Package. This one is a track dropper. Running at the right distance today, 4 times out, 2 wins and a 2nd. I wanted to put this one higher, but unlike jockey Jorge Ruiz, Sonny Leone is at the other end. He's got like 1 win in 26 races. I think it's the only one he won since winning the Kentucky Derby on Rich Strike. But anyway. Number 8, Special Agent Johnson. This one's going to be closing today, Terry. That's its MO. And running a little bit of extra distance today could help, and I think potentially help a lot for the 8 horse. Let's see, race number, Don Johnson, how are you? Yes, please help the show. Hit that like button. It's completely free. And beyond being completely free, it's completely appreciated, Mr. Johnson. And the reason why it's completely appreciated is any interactivity. So if, like Private Ross or like Selçuk, I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly or not. If I haven't, forgive me. And Private Ross, when you comment, when you subscribe, when you retweet, whenever there's any interactivity, you come back and rewatch a race, and we will timestamp every race in the description on YouTube. So you can come back and watch them all at your leisure. You come in, you click on the link inside there to read the smart sheets. Any interactivity that you have, the more often you interact with us, and it's free, indeed, as Don Johnson pointed out, it helps boost our search engine scores. So when other people come to look for our content, they're more likely to find it. We would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And I'm sure you'd greatly appreciate me shutting up and going on to race number 6. And race number 6 is going to be what is race number 6? 5.5 furlongs, Terry? Is that right?
I think so.
Yes, 5.5 furlongs. There we go. So 5.5 furlongs for race number 6 is claiming $7,500. 5.5 furlongs does favor early speed a whole bunch. 38, Jerome Bettis, I think, going wire to wire. The rail is fair. 2 and 3 just get absolutely monkey hammered, like in that game, Papa Mole, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
4 through 7 is the best, and so far nobody from 8 or out has won. Speed's a big factor in these short races, Terry. So in race number 6, if you're looking for speed, where are you going to look first?
Well, we're going to look at that 9, which hasn't won so far on the outside, but that 9 has the most speed, followed up by that inside horse, the 2.
Yeah, he's going to have to do some extra work down there. But doesn't look like he's going to have a problem getting the lead, though, because only the 4 and the 9 are your E-types. The 1 and 7 want to pressure most everybody. Middle back. So you got that triangle that looks like that. Usually favors early speed, Terry. And if you can get out to the lead, it sure looks like the 9 might not be so uncomfortable out there.
Oh, yeah. It's got an 89.9%, which is pretty nice. And a lot of these horses are going to be very comfortable in here, several of them. So it'll be a comfortable race for most of these.
You got a couple nice class droppers in here. The 7 taking a nice dip in class, as well as the 1 and the 2. The 4 moving down in class as well. Any of those, Terry, stand out to you from a jockey trainer with the class drop?
Well, I like the 7 as far as a jockey and trainer, so it's the best combination, I think.
Yes, CC Foxy And then, of course, you got that 2-horse, Tempting Lady. CC's a foxy, tempting lady. How about that? Especially when wearing red pants. If you've watched our show, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
In any case, 9-point last race speed figure, top late pace, top total pace, simulation favorite, Terry. Also looks like it's the morning line favorite. It is a yes horse with the 50% plus par plus. Is anybody going to top that Tempting Lady today in race number 6?
I don't believe so. I like the 2 as my first choice. Won last race at Churchill Downs. Best start speed is fastest among today's starters and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then 3, Hold On, drops in class, has finished the money in 3 out of the last 4 starts and won 1 of the races. Has a high percentage winning jockey and likes this distance. And then the 7 is my third choice, drops in class today, trained by a high percentage winning trainer, wins 31% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes. Ritz on the Broadway, the 8 is my long shot. He finished in the money in 7 races at Delaware Park and has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play the last Miami Vice, Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 2, 3, 7, 8 with the 1, 2, 7, 11 with the 4, 5 with the 1, 4, 5, $48 ticket. I'm sorry, that's 1, 2, 5.
At the end?
Yeah. 1, 2.
All right. So as for Moi, I'm Tempting Lady. That horse has all the advantages in this race, Terry. It has that big speed figure number over everybody else. 3 consecutive speed figure increases. That's a 15% plus angle according to Barry Meadows, skeptical handicapper. Book, get it if you like numbers. It's a class. It's a track dropper. Solid workouts. The 7-horse CC Foxy. Good chance to be better in the second start after a layoff. The last race was a little bit better than it looks if you look at the underlying fractions. Number 9, Perfect Pink. This one might be a little bit of a crazy pick for me, but what the hell? It does have the most speed. It does have the top C zone, and with that combination is always worth 20 to 1. Number 3, Hold On. In the money, 4 out of 6 races at Delaware Park. I am concerned that the horse did regress a little bit last time out. I think a 5th or 6th race in a row. So I think it might need a little bit of a rest. And that's why I left it off my pick 4. So again, forget the 2, forget the 7, forget the 9, forget the 8. Just single up the 3 because it's my next pick. It's in Terry's pick 4. It's not in mine. I'm going 2, 7, 9, maybe upset that 2-horse. 1, 2, 11, then the 4 and the 5. So Terry and I both agree that that is the key that unlocks the entire pick 4. Then I'm closing it out with the 1, the 2, the 5, the 7, and the 9 in the last leg. And I'm going to put some of my Benny and the bets money together. I'm going to go $15, pick 3, 2 with the 11 and the 4 and the 5 in race to close it out. Race number 7, Terry, is a big bet for me in this one, Terry. I don't usually put a whole lot on winners, but when I do, it's probably worth paying attention. Race number 7, in this case, Terry, they're going to run 1 mile and 70 yards. Yes, putting big bets on maiden claimers. Just a super wise idea from me, as always. So race number 7, 1 mile and 70 yards. They've run 7 times. 2 went wire to wire. There's a very strong rail edge for amendment. 2 and 3, big discount. 4 plus, the farther you are to the outside, the better off that you are. Speed can factor in race number 7, Terry. So if you're going to look for it, I mean, it's a race where a lot of guys can get out there and make it competitive early.
Yeah, they all have a lot of speed, as you can see. Well, not a lot of speed, but very close to one another. The 5's got the most, but, I think it's anyone's guess who's going to get to that quarter pole first.
Well, when you look at this setup, you got the 1 and the 8 want to be forward. These 5 want to close. The 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5, they've not been within 5 lengths of the leader. It looks like really only one of them, especially if it can get to the lead, Terry, can be exceptionally dangerous, and that one is...
The 1, it's got a 92% C zone, which means very comfortable. You can get the lead like it shows here. It's going to do very well.
Yeah, and again, this is a maiden race, so you got a bunch of horses that have hit that 67 speed figure. If you look down the list, there's a lot of green in that mix. My Gal, last time out, 5-point speed figure edge over everybody else. Pretty strong simulation odd favorite, although it does grade outside of the top 4 in our total pace. It is our top late pace horse in there, Terry, but that high C-zone, also a high jockey trainer combo.
That's right. It does. It has the best, although the 11 does have the best trainer. So
we got a rate 7. Stay with it. Number 8. Each peach pear plum with scratches a crypto code in the last 5-1 morning line. Look out for each peach. And that's my dog's name too. So I'm probably going to be really, really regretful not putting that one at the top of my picks. Terry, we both agree on which one should be at the top there.
Yeah, I like the 11, my gal, top trainer and jockey, class drop, fastest turf speed today's horses, and then solid 4 furlong workout. And then I like the 1 amendment, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Blinkers are added. Keep her mind on business today. Silver Flame, the 2, drops in class today, trained by a high percentage winning trainer, wins 24% of the races when shipping a horse in to run, and has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 7 is the Longshot Forgot Tomorrow, finished 4th, only missing by 2.5 lengths, and has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. No additional bets for me here.
So I have the 11 horse, my gal, talking about. It's my girl, I know. But anyway, this one does have that top last race speed figure, a handful of points better than everybody else. It is a simulation favorite. Track dropper, I think coming in from the Churchill Downs. This is by far the easiest field that my gal has seen. Amendment, the 1 horse. You got to have the rail horse, considering it has a really aggressive edge so far in the 11 races. Much better early pace in its last. By far, as we discussed in our smart sheets, the best C-zone. If it's the lone E that can get to the front early, run reasonable fractions as your top total pace horse, look out. Number 2, Silver Flame. You have to consider this one as on the class drop. Aside from the 11, it's the biggest class dropper in the field. Number 7, Forget Tomorrow. It is one of the top par plus horses, only behind the 11. I'm going to put $20 to a win on the 11, and then a $5 exact the key box, the 11 with the 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8, and see how that plays out. Hopefully, if the 11 doesn't win, 50-1 shot wins, and the 11 finishes second. This is going to be maybe one of those Tom horses, low odds, second place, as Tom puts it. We probably have enough time to get through race number 8, which begins the late daily double, Terry. We're going to go back to 6 furlongs in this affair. This is the marquee race of the day. Optional claiming for $50,000. Again, 6 furlongs. Stalkers, 34%. Go wire to wire. Outside horses better than inside horses. So in race number 8, we do have a Buffalo Girl semi on the outside, really more in the middle with more speed than the rest.
Yeah, that's that 5. Shows double the data that the rest of the horses have. So should get to that quarter pole first if it gets a good break.
Yeah, it's a PC type too. So a little bit of left arrow action. It's also your top total pace by 7 points. So you got the most early speed, maybe the most late speed, top total pace. Catch me if you can. 4 horse might have a say in there with the top last race speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else. 4 also grades out pretty well in these columns, Terry.
It has the best jockey, and then the 5 has the best trainer, and the 4 has the best jockey trainer combination according to the data.
So you going speed figure, or you going top total pace with early speed, Terry? Which way are you taking it?
Well, I'm going to go with the 5, which is my pick of the day. It's Do It for Michael. He likes Parks Racing. He's been in the money 50% of the time and won 50% of the starts. And distance will not be a problem. He's finished the money 50% of the time, winning 38% of start. Then Frack Baby, the 4, is 1 for 1 at Delaware Park, beating only 1 length versus similar to last start, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 1 is the 3rd pick, drops in Class A, has a trainer, wins 24% when shipping a horse in, and has a top jockey platform. The Ace by Longshot has 1 win out of 2 starts at Delaware Park and has a top trainer and jockey. I'm going to play 20 to win on the 5, a $10 exacta box 4-5, a $10 exacta 5 on top with a 1-4-8, and then a $5 exacta key box with the 5 and then with the 1-4-8. That's it.
I think the 5 horse is probably the one to beat in here, Terry. So I don't know if that's a help or a hindrance, but it is the only yes horse in the field. So it's the only one that's hit the par speed figure for this case, which is 893. That's a pretty high number in there. So only one that hit that milestone so far, has the most early speed, has the most late speed, has the top total pace. Catch me if you can not, probably. If not, the 4-horse Frack Baby with that top last race speed figure of only 3 points, which is the minimum according to our, not our friend, a good author in The Godfather of Speed Figures, Andy Byer. But what's interesting about that last race speed figure, it's not even his best race, so there's more upside. And the only time that horse ran at Delaware Park, it just said bye-bye to everybody else. Number 1, Pedro Nunez. The rail is not so good at all there, Terry, but maybe the most upside potential in the race. Only the 5th start, taking a class drop, taking a track drop, maybe upsets both of us. Number 7, it was a tough call for me over the 8, but when I looked at the Smart Sheet numbers, the 7 had a better par plus number, better simulation odds numbers. We had a little bit better C-zone number, ranked a little bit higher in our sim odds, ranked a little bit higher in our top total pace. So all that being said, I made the 7 a little bit of a choice over the 8. No additional bets for me because, like Terry, I'm all out of money. Again, tomorrow, Terry, we're going to do Belmont at the Big A. We'll start about 10 minutes before post. If you're not watching, you're not winning. There won't be a Foreign Friday. Tom's on vacation, and then he's going to come back to watch his Brewers. But if you want to make sure you catch the Belmont at the Big A on Thursday, and then when we come back for the race at Parks for Monday and Tuesday, what's the best way to make sure you are involved, Terry?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's really easy to do. It doesn't cost you anything. Really helps us out a lot. And go ahead and hit the bell. That'll tell you about all the different programs coming up and what time they come up, about 30 minutes before they come up. And then go ahead and copy the link, share it with everybody you know. Even if they're not horse fans, they might come and like what they see and become a horse fan.
Yeah, you want to be responsible for that.
Yeah, as long as they use a little willpower and treats it.
And somebody else's money.
Yeah, that's right. You can give them a few dollars to bet with. Anyway, go to our Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and Blue Sky, and X at Horse Race the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like, and also keep these comments coming that you have here on the right-hand side.
All right. Well, race number 2 about to get started. As I mentioned, you might as well just single the 5. I talked about that because I left it out of my pick 4. It is the 1-to-1 favorite right now, Harmony Road. It's always the next horse for me, the 4 and the 6. The 6 right now at 4-to-1, maybe a little bit of a value play there because we have it as the 9-to-5 favorite. We'll see if that plays out in there. In Harmony Road, the 6 is their top C-zone horse. You got the 2 horse and the 6 horse and the 1 likely to get out of the gates and see which one can hold the lead early. The 4 horse did show some better early pace, better late pace, better fractions. 2 horses your only dropper, but looks like one of them is acting up pretty aggressively in the gates. Yeah, he's having a fit. So I think they're about to zoom out. And, yep, that's exactly what I think the 1 horse is about to scratch. That's what I think is going to happen. So we're going to have a little bit of time. And with that time, we're going to do race number 9, Terry. I'll keep an eye out on that part. But race number 9 is the finale today. Again, they're going to go 5.5 furlongs. 38% of the time, the horses win wire to wire. So who's got the speed in the grand finale today?
The 2 has the most speed, followed out by that outside horse, a 9.
Again, a maiden race, maiden $7,500, so about as low as you can go. Speed figure that you need on average to win is a 66. Whole bunch of them have hit it, so you got to consider them, Terry. You do have a first-time starter in here, 2.21. Usually we look for that to be around 2.5, but maybe we can stretch it a little bit considering this.
Yeah, it has the best jockey trainer and jockey trainer combination. So
yeah, you see here the 6 and 9 want to be up front. The 1 and 3, they want to pressure. The 3 horse wants to close. The 2, 4, and 8, not within 5 lengths of the leader so far. Of the horses with experience, it looks like 3 of them might really like the way this one sets up.
Yeah, the 6, 5, and 9 all have really good C-zones.
So we have the 5 horse with a 5-point top last race speed figure edge and vivid artistic. I don't know. I didn't put the whole thing in there. And a 5-point top total pace edge for the 1 horse. It's also your simulation favorite. So do you want speed figure? Do you want top total pace? Terry, what do you want to close the day today at Delaware Park?
I like the 5, finished third versus tougher in the last race. Highest speed figure at today's distance. Best start speed among today's starters. Then the 1 ran second versus similar in the last race, and best start speed is faster than the average winning speed. Lace Curtain, the 2, my third choice, ran second in the last race, drops in class today, and has a high percentage winning trainer. Key Witness is 7, is a first-time starter whose dam has 6 winners from 6 starters, and one of those was a stakes winner, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
I'm going to start with the 1, no high, no hay, or something along those lines. That wins your top total pace. A handful of points are better than everybody else. It's been second in its last 2 races. So our good friend, Chris Parmalu, Horse Racer X over there on X, that gentleman points out that that's his favorite betting angle. A horse that finishes second in a maiden next time out, she's got to beat 1 horse. The Vivid Artiste, top last race speed figure, a handful of points better than everybody else, is a track dropper. But man, I told you early on, Sonny Leone is cold. He couldn't win on a 1-5 right now and in a 1-horse race. Number of 9, 5th of June. That's my grandmother's birthday. I should have noticed that. I should have put that one as my top pick in there then. Going to be close. It helps if I put the B in there, if I pretend I'm Shakespeare. To be close to be going to be close. All right, English, Richard. To the front does have the top Z zone and is the biggest class dropper in the field. And then finally, number 7, Key Witness. Tough call over the 2 for me, Terry, but gets the top jockey trainer combination as a first-time starter. So you got to put him in there. What the hell is the way I finished that one up. All right.
Yep.
No more bets for me. So we got the whole card in. Is they're going to get rearranged and reloaded for race number 2. It's funny how that changed the odds, that 1-horse scratching, a lot.
Yeah. Well, and I want to say that first race had a pretty good exacta. For the 1 and 6 paid $21 for a $1 play, and then the trifecta was $83.15, and the superfecta for a dime paid $79.74.
Not bad. Terry had it all in his picks. Make sure that that's why I always say, if you're not watching, you're not winning. Thank you, Don Johnson, for joining us today. Race number 9, the 9-horse, Stable Alert, 5th of June, 8-1 with scratches a crypto code last time out. And again, I mentioned that's my grandmother's birthday, and how I missed that until right then and there is beyond me. That's, I don't know. Sometimes, in the heat of doing things, you forget things, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right, race number 2. Are they going to run yet, Terry?
They're pretty close. They're still loading them in, I think.
All right, so while they get them all set up and ready to go, just a reminder, in a little bit when the show is over here at horseracingtoday.net, we'll post all of our picks as well as our Benny in the Bet suggestions, our pick 4s, all of it. There will be a race replay. You can click on that, and in the description on YouTube, you'll find a whole bunch of good things. The best thing, in our opinion, is the tip jar. If you like what we do, kindly hit up that tip jar, get us a cup of coffee, a cup of Diet Mountain Dew. I'm trying to drink more water. Maybe even some water would be a good thing as well for me. And then you can hit that HRT gear button right there. Come on over here. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today's. See you in the winner's circle. Nice in white, or if you like pink. If aqua is your color, that looks more like green, go ahead and customize it to your liking for sure. And then, of course, free picks today over at Guarantee Tip Sheet tonight. Evangeline Downs. So you can mix in some Evangeline Downs while you're watching some Major League Baseball as they make their way through the playoffs. Terry, not really a whole much else to talk about in there, except make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and all that. Let's bring up our race 2 information. And when race 2 finally gets cracking, we might have something. The 1-horse being scratched. Hopefully, somewhere down the line, we'll be able to update all this stuff in real time. It's going to be a little bit before we get there. We're working on some other things, too, that should be available pretty soon. And killing time is not my best thing, Terry, so I don't know.
It's tough, I'll tell you.
Yeah, maybe we should just wrap it up. And then if the race gets started by the time we're done wrapping it up, or do you want us to stick around and call the race? I don't know what they're doing with the 2-horse. That's what's kind of going on, because they don't have a jockey on the 2-horse. So I don't know if they're switching jockeys because of the 1-horse, maybe jockey going to go on the 2-horse. I don't know.
I have no idea. So
yeah, nor do I. And they're not really saying anything over the mic Raphone.
All righty.
Kind of dropped it. Well, it's going to be a little bit, it looks like, Terry. So let's go ahead and wind that up.
Okay.
Any final thoughts from you before we get up and get out of here today?
Well, just have a really great day and do, treat everybody the way that you want to be treated. Be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow at the Belmont at the Big A.
Yes, indeed. So no matter what you're doing for the rest of this hump day, thank you for sharing it with myself and Hollywood Hay. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow again at Belmont at the Big A. Made up that rhyme right on the spot. I'm Dr. Seuss to be, I guess. We certainly hope for the rest of this day you have God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do till we meet again ends up in
Winter Circle.
Yes, have a really blessed Wednesday. See ya mañana.